Man, I'd honestly just like to go on a rant. This life shit kind of ass, bro, for real. Think about it. The government relies on us, but still ends up telling us what to do. Isn't the whole, the entire economy is based on us? If literally everybody, no, not everybody, but if a good number of people just straight up stopped working, or I don't know, just stop getting jobs, there would there would be no taxes. How are you gonna tax somebody who doesn't work? With no taxes, there's no funding for schools, there's no funding for prisons, there's no funding for anyone. There would be no money because there would be nothing to hand out unless you're trading with someone else for something else. There's always going to be a currency. You can always trade something for something else. It doesn't have to be money. People do say that money is the root of all evil, and I understand that now because people get greedy. People throw their morals away for it. People slave their people slave away for it. Jobs, slavery. The government realized that they didn't need people on chains. Honestly, they ain't even take them off. They ain't even take the chains off. All they did was put diamonds in them to make them look nice, so you'd wear them willingly. They destroyed, well, not destroyed, but they divide everyone, whether it be race, equality, religion, it doesn't matter. They want you fighting because once we come together, the government isn't a thing anymore. The matrix will crumble and there will be nothing they can do about it. It's funny cuz well, let's put it this way. Let's say there was a non-religious person, right? Speaking to a Christian or an Islam or I don't know, literally any other literally any religious person. Let's say this non-religious person were to say that God was in your DNA. Your DNA was a code that could be deciphered into YHWH, Yahweh, which was God's original name. You know, from the Hebrews, they called him Yahweh. Yeah, but what if I told you God wasn't a being, but rather an energy you can tap into? You'd call me crazy, right? Any normal person would. But here's the thing though. We were taught to just listen to everything we are told. We don't question anything. You know, you know the Bible, the book that was written by a human that has several inaccuracies. Well, what if I told you that there was something that predates the Bible and everyone knows about it? They just don't care to read up on it. You hieroglyphs, come on now. Seriously, Egyptian hieroglyphs. They were there before the Bible was even conceived. The Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost, I believe two of them are Aset and Heru. Asim, Aset, and Heru. If I'm if I'm correct on at least two of them. And why do they keep changing historical figures into white people? Jesus was not white, and he did not have long flowing hair. Well, he probably did. I don't know about that. But I mean, you don't know, but we do know for a certain fact that he was not white. He was at least brown skinned. Come on, bro. He was born in Egypt. Wait, Bethlehem. Africa. He was born in Africa. Hate to say it, people, but like black people were here first. Look up the look up the kingdoms of Cush and Kemet. All of those stories, the story of Horus is like a print is an exact copy of Jesus. Jesus was copied from the story of Horus. And people like to call dreads demonic and evil like Christians do meditation. Christians love to call meditation and the third eye evil. Well, if it was evil, then why did your so-called creator give it to us? It's literally part of our biology. Why would he give us something so powerful if it was so evil? They don't even teach you how to meditate. They just give you the basic components of raising your vibration, you know, be a decent person and don't beat your meat, which does raise your energy level. It raises your testosterone and it also raises your vibration. And honestly, that's not a bad practice. That's a good thing. And as for pharmaceutical drugs, like um like Xanax and stuff like that, DMT is not a pharmaceutical drug. Do not consume it if you are unprepared. But DMT is released twice in your entire lifetime from your body naturally. You can give it more doses naturally, like without taking drugs, with simple breathing techniques. A lot of the drugs that you have nowadays can be activated with breathing techniques. Not the pharmaceutical drugs like Xanax and Percocets and Perc 30s. Those will give you energy, but like you could have natural energy if you just eat vegetables and fruits. Don't eat meat. That gives you the itis. Everybody knows that like you're not supposed to be full and lazy after you get done eating. You're supposed to have something light on your stomach so you can still move. Government loves to tax people on things that could be beneficial. They did a study on LSD in the early 90s where it was shown to help people with depression and anxiety and even show people a different outlook on life. A bunch of music artists use it to this very day to expand their create. Like, think about it. They use these drugs to expand their creative. What's the word for this? We're just gonna say creative mind. All right. They use all this to expand their creative mind. But the media and the government has brainwashed people into saying that it's evil. Most drugs are evil, but you know what? Doctors still prescribe them. If there was a cure for it, they wouldn't give it to you because every cured customer is a customer lost. Oh no, we cured him. We can't take his money anymore. That's really all they care about. They don't care about your health. If they did, then they wouldn't really be pushing these. I'm not gonna go into all that because I feel like I'm gonna get targeted if I do say something like that. But like, there's a lot of deep conversations that people aren't willing to listen to because they don't want to. They refuse. And I understand. I do. Because I used to be like this. I used to be closed minded and saw things in a very simple way. I thought there was only one way to do things. Then I started questioning people and started questioning things that I hear. No one ever questions anything anymore. That's what keeps them closed minded. They think that if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And to be fair, that's completely fair. But you can ask questions and do your own research. Everyone has their own wisdom to share. There is no right or wrong. There is only information. Take that information and use it as you will. Because if you don't use the information the right way, then someone else is going to hear it. They're going to think about it and they're going to do research on it and end up capitalizing on it before you do. And it's sad because a lot of people can't wake up. They refuse to. And I don't mean no harm to them, but like it's a different time, man. This matrix is starting to crumble away like like a Oreo dipped in cookie for like a Oreo dipped in cookie. What the freak am I saying? Like a Oreo dipped in milk for like 30 seconds. It'll crumble away and become soggy and just fade away from existence. And honestly, I can't wait for that day because I feel like there's so much more to life than just get a high school diploma. Sure, you can get your education, but you can also get it at home. Like, why do I need a piece of paper to prove what I know? Why do I need a piece of paper to prove that I'm obedient and can learn things? The whole, the entire system is teaching you to be nothing but obedient. That's the problem. Obedient people get nowhere in life. The more obedient you are, the more likely you will be trapped under someone's shoe like a freaking spider. They will use you for what you have, and when they're done with you, they will toss you away just like an old toy, like that one scene from Toy Story. And there is subliminal messages in these movies too that can give you a little bit of insight. There's even rappers talking about this in their music, but you don't hear that. All you hear is the beat. All you hear is the beat, shoot a nigga, kill a nigga, take a drug, build your money up. Honestly, not many rappers talk about actually building your money. They don't talk about mental health. X did, Juice did, Nipsey Hussle did at one time. The one time that they actually talk about mental health is when they're starting to break away from their deal. Their record deal. Once they start to break away from their record deal, they either end up going to jail or going missing or dying. Ain't that kind of strange? You remember X, right? The dude that started off extremely violent and had a very controversial past. Well, right around the time where he was starting to better himself and put out a positive image, he died. Sure, you could say that it was just a botched robbery, but I think it's a little bit more than that. Think about it. Robberies with guns, like guns, they're meant for a scare tactic. They're not really meant to be used necessarily. They will be used if necessary. But X was in a car. Why would they need to shoot him in the neck 3 times just to get a Louis bag? They had a gun. They could have just shook it at him and he could have just tossed the bag over and they would have drove off. No, they shot him to death. This that was planned. They knew what they were doing. They set that whole debacle up. If they if they really were planning on robbing him, they would not have shot him. Simple. All the rappers with a positive message in their songs and